Hello, and we say a good day to each and every one of you at this moment of your time. We are the Pleiadian Council. We speak on behalf of the Galactic Alliance of many different guides and beings supporting your planet in this process that you may call evolution, you may call ascension. It is a sort of collective awakening taking place, and we together guide many planets through this process remotely and allow for harmony to flow through those who would like this experience to take place. We come to support you, and also it is a gift for us because as we get to experience your world, it allows us to experience more of all that is, thus deepening in our connection to Source. And for this, we extend our great gratitude and thanks. So we will share an introduction to some of our ideas before we allow you to ask whatever you'd like. And the basic premise is something that we call the formula. This is a teaching that is not unique to our world or us as channeled beings. There are others who give you this principle. It is a simple way that you can accelerate your process of awakening and return into a positive state regardless of what you are currently experiencing. The basis of this idea, first of all, is that this entire universe is built with unconditional love. The intention of the one creator or source is unconditional love. When you go beyond physical reality, this unconditional love is all there really is. As souls come to incarnate into density, you are given the gift that sometimes doesn't seem like a gift, of the distortion of duality and the distortion of time. Duality gives you contrasting experiences of positive and negative, dark and night, summer and winter, day and night. And these contrasting experiences, more than anything else, allow you to understand that you have the power of choice. Choice gives you free will in a world that many things are also caused by fate. And this seeming duality is what allows for soul evolution to take place. Thus, you are always making choices, though you don't necessarily understand what choices you are making and why. And this formula allows you to recognize the choice innately in every moment and direct your choice to the highest potential outcome while releasing an energy of insistence. This will accelerate the engine of awakening. So the formula is to act upon your highest love, passion, or excitement to the best of your ability without insisting on any particular outcome. And there's three parts to this. They're all equally important. The first is to act upon your highest love or passion. This is an energy that you will feel in the center of your being. This heart of yours is the receiving antenna for energies that come from your own higher self, you could say. This higher self is your individual soul connection with the source. And as that source is unconditional love, when you are experiencing energies that resonate with that feel like love, that is a sign that you are being guided by Source in that moment. And as you attune yourself to make choices that are aligned with that feeling of love, you attune your whole being to that vibration. You allow for your energy field to resonate with that. And as reality doesn't necessarily exist on its own, it is interwoven with your being. As you resonate these positive frequencies, positive experiences are certainly due to manifest. This frequency of love also allows for stress, anxiety, and fear to dissolve from your being. For these are energies that distort and hold you back from seeing everything that is before you and in front of you. So, acting on your highest passion or love is not something that means having a 5-year plan or a 10-year plan or even a plan for tomorrow. It can lead to that, but it's best expressed here and now in the present moment. And this formula means that if you do have such a thing as a 5-year plan and tomorrow your feeling changes about it, but you have no insistence, you let go and you allow yourself to be redirected. Because all of these concepts of having to plan for the future and plan for this and plan for that are much generated by your mind. They are based upon concepts of what you think you have to do that often disconnect you from this heart level experience that is always centered in unconditional love. So, in every single moment, when you see all of the options before you, which of those options resonates most with that feeling of love? Which of them do you feel viscerally as a sensation of expansion, warmthness, or openness, or the release of tension from your chest that spreads through your body? Make that choice. Follow that path. There still might be some fear or resistance present, but you will know that that feeling generates the most expansive feeling in your heart, then therefore the action associated is the best pathway to take. So step 2 of the formula is to do it to the best of your ability. And this is the most simple to understand part. It means do your best. It means don't give up. It means apply all of your intelligence and use all of the resources within you and outside of you to carry this action out in the best way that you can. It means to keep your eyes open, and it means to be willing to ask for help, because there are others who can support you in the ways that you might not necessarily be able to completely master or carry through this thing that excites you the most. So it means to be open. And yes, simply do your best. The last part is to release all insistence on the outcome. It means to have what many of you understand as non-attachment. It means that you are willing to accept when your expectations are not fulfilled. But it does not mean to not have expectations, because it is impossible not to have expectations. Every day you expect certain things to happen. It's a part of your life. And your expectations set you up to take the right actions at the right time. They help you to plan in the ways that you have to plan. But it is your attachment to these expectations that robs you of the joy in the moment. And this feeling of love and passion is literally guiding you to all of the experiences and opportunities that would serve your soul growth more than anything else. Though sometimes Source works in indirect ways. Sometimes you think you are going to one destination and Source gives you this feeling of love, which is your intuitive guide to head out. Yet all of a sudden there's a crossroad that you come to, and this feeling of love and passion in your heart guides you to take a turn that you weren't expecting to go. And when you get to your new destination, you find that there's a greater treasure that you discover that you didn't know you were heading towards in the first place. But if you get very attached to the plan and your presumed trajectory that you start off your journey with, you won't be able to see those forks in the road, and you won't be able to see all of the opportunities that you attract to yourself along the way. It also means that you let go of all of these definitions that you have been conditioned to see the world through, of good and bad, and of right and wrong, of success and failure. And this success and failure is one of the biggest ones you have to overcome, because you often fail to recognize that you will fail thousands of times before you meet your expectations in the way that you assume they should be met. And every time you fail, you learn lessons that set you up to move in the direction of what you really would love to experience. And without these lessons, you would never have been able to get there. So this life is a journey of growth, a journey of coming to gradually understand. And when you accept your lessons and you are willing to use all experiences that you don't prefer as lessons, you will drop your resistance and move in the direction of what you truly need and love quicker, without anything holding you back. So it's simply accept what happens, and not only accept it, but find reasons to celebrate it. Find reasons to see it as a good thing, because there's always a positive use, even for negative circumstances. And you will perpetually, forever, be in a positive experience when you learn how to use everything that is in some way negative as a positive learning experience, as a positive means to continue acting upon what you love to do and letting that frequency of love guide you. What is the purpose of all of this? The purpose is to be who you are. All of you are the one source. We have some universal laws that you can listen to in our other transmissions. We won't talk about them today because we have other things we'd like to share. But the most important one to recognize is that all is one, and the one is in all. So this one creator source is present in all of creation, and you are that source. You come into this dimension of physical reality which distorts that innate knowing of self as source. It creates illusionary barriers, and you get to enjoy the experience of dissolving these barriers bit by bit, allowing that awareness that you are unconditional love to inundate your being gradually with time. And as you do this, you will dissolve all of those negative experiences. It is a process. It takes time. So the purpose of this existence is to be who you are, and that is to be source. And it is to be exactly the unique being that you are. For every being is a unique expression of source, unlike any other. And your passion or your love is what guides you to be that perfect embodiment of source. The purpose of your life isn't to accumulate a whole bunch of things and then give them to the next generation. The purpose of your life isn't to prove to your neighbors how great you were. The purpose of your life isn't to enjoy all of the sensory experiences and that alone. Some of you have conceived that the purpose of your life is all of these things, but you can enjoy all of it, and you can achieve all of it, and you can manifest all of it. But what you're actually here to do is be love. And this formula is what guides you to do that. So we will add a final little note today before we attend to your questions. And this is all negative emotion is one certain manifestation of fear that is a distortion to this unconditional love. These emotions serve a purpose for you, actually. These emotions are there to support you in transforming your experience and moving through your life in healthy ways. These emotions guide you how to respond to other people and how to respond to events. Though many of you get to an experience where certain negative emotions become your default state. They are always in your face and in your body and sort of sabotaging your every step. So why this happens is because you start to suppress these emotions, and in suppressing them, you develop negative beliefs about yourself. Some of these negative beliefs are taught to you in your childhood by your parents and your schools, and are learned through traumatic experiences that you have that lead you to jump to negative conclusions about who you are. And as you learn these things, these emotions become stuck in your body. So there's a way to use these emotions in a positive way. And we will talk a bit about the three general classes of negative emotion. All unique expressions of negative emotion fall into one of these three categories. And all of these are a level of fear. And fear is a false evidence appearing real. It is a lie constructed in your mind. So the first would be emotions of anger. Anger is the emotion of protection. You might feel anger in moments in which you're threatened. For example, in times long ago, before humans developed in a modern way, when you could experience the threat of animals or something attacking you. Anger is an extreme expression of fear that gives you rushes of adrenaline that allow you to fight back and develop a certain superhuman strength. So whenever you are feeling anger, it's an attempt to protect yourself. And thus, anger that you express in a healthy way creates healthy boundaries with others. When you continue to suppress anger, you also suppress your own power. You don't allow yourself to set up the healthy parameters for engagement that bring you to feel as if you are honoring yourself. So, learning to work with this emotion of protection involves then being able to stand up for yourself and say what feels right for you and what doesn't. It means to not allow other people to drain you of energy because you feel anger because you are on some level feeling threatened by them. If you suppress the anger, you continue to engage in this sort of parasitic way. Having a healthy relationship with anger also means that you recognize that sometimes the threat that you are experiencing is imagined. So sometimes you experience perpetual anger based on an illusion. And in other moments, in other situations, you will have to recognize that what you imagine to be threatening isn't actually there, isn't actually real. The next category of these emotions would be sadness. Sadness is the healing emotion. You feel this particular flavor of frequency as a way to release and restore and rest. This emotion guides you into a deep level of self-compassion. Whenever you are feeling some level of sadness, it's because you are restricting yourself from a level of love, because you don't believe that love is to be yours, or you are believing that in order to experience love, you need to recover your connection to whatever has been lost. And so for this emotion, you have to return your awareness to the universal love. You may have experienced love through moments of the past, but the past is no longer here in this moment. It exists in the eternal now, but in the present, you cannot recreate that experience, but you can recover that sense of unconditional love by letting go of your attachment to that one source that you thought the love had to come to you from. You release this emotion and transform it into deep unconditional love by allowing yourself to be present with it and allowing yourself to turn this love back onto yourself. The last category is the emotion of anxiety. And this emotion has everything to do with the attachment to the outcome and the insistence on getting what you think you need. When you are feeling something caused by this anxiety, you have to accept the present moment reality. And you have to learn how to release what you think needs to happen. Allow yourself to take space. Allow your grip to loosen. Allow for that space to guide you into moments of complete surrender. When you attach to the outcome, you inevitably push it further away from yourself. What you desire could be yours, but when you create such a pent-up energy and think that it is your only source of love, happiness, or salvation, you often repel it with your energy. So mastering this emotion has everything to do with learning how to attract to you the situations that you prefer rather than grasping for them. Knowing that everything will come towards you if you don't force yourself to hold on to it. And by recognizing that all of these emotions are there to show you, either to stand up for yourself, to turn love onto yourself, and recognize that you are the love you seek, or by letting go of your clinging to the outside world and recognizing what you need is within you, you will be able to find peace and find centeredness in every moment and fall back into that remembrance that you are your source. And if you are your source, all of this play and this expansion that you experience by moving in the direction of what you love is just a game. It's a way to expand, but you allow yourself to, in a sense, transcend it while being within it. And that love of source floods through your body and reminds you that you can enjoy this realm while still being connected to something that is far beyond. And as you live in that way, both in this world and in connection with the spirit world, your connection with guides and subtle energies, your ancestors and those who have departed, with the spirits of nature and a world of living light around you will open up, and you will never feel alone ever again. If you choose that experience, it is there and available for all of you to enjoy and to celebrate and to use together to transform your world into a place where none of these fear-based emotions manifest at a collective level. But in order for you to get there, you have to learn how to defeat and overcome and transmute these emotions into love on a personal level. And this is essentially why we are here, to teach this to your world. For as your world transforms, all that is, and this entire galaxy transforms, and this is a gift to us and all other beings that inhabit this vast universe and even multiverse. So we thank you for allowing us to share this message and allowing us to get the experience of meeting you. And now we ask, in which ways could we be of service to you with any questions, comments, or sharings that you may have today?